Hello friends, very most welcome to all of you in this our online lecture series. Friends, today we will discuss here the result of Lorentz transformation equation. The all results and all important concepts which we have found from Lorentz transformation equations. As you know, we have completely derived the Lorentz transformation equation in previous lecture. So today we will continue in our lecture series and we will discuss the result of Lorentz transformation equation. Friends, to derive the Lorentz transformation equations, we have considered two frame of reference. The first frame of reference S and second frame of reference S dash, which was moving with uniform velocity v. This is S dash, this is S. This is moving with uniform velocity v relative to the frame S along positive x-axis. Then we have found the result x dash is equal to x minus vt upon under root 1 minus v square y c square, y dash is equal to y, z dash is equal to z, and value of t dash we have found t minus vx by c square upon 1 minus v square by c square. These equations are known as Lorentz transformation equation. These equations are known as Lorentz transformation equation. But contradictory of it, if we will change my condition, under this condition we have found this result, and this result is known as Lorentz transformation equation. If we will consider the frame of reference S is moving, with velocity v, uniform velocity v along the negative x-axis, or we can say that with negative velocity relative to the frame S dash, then we will get here the equations x is equal to, x is replaced by x dash, x dash is replaced by x, so it will be x is equal to, x is replaced by x dash, negative sign here will be replaced by positive sign, and t will be replaced by t dash. So we will found 1 minus v square by c square, the value of x. Now y dash is equal to y, z dash is equal to z, and t dash is equal to, t dash will be replaced by t, so t is equal to t dash plus vx by c square upon under root 1 minus v square by c square. Friends, under this condition, these equations are known as inverse Lorentz transformation equation. These equations are known as inverse Lorentz transformation equation. I hope all concept will be clear to all of you. Here two different conditions we have discussed for Lorentz transformation equation. Now we will see the result part of this Lorentz transformation equation. The important result which we have found from these Lorentz transformation equation or inverse Lorentz transformation equation. The first result are under first case or condition, if v is greater than c, here again we are considering frame S dash is moving with velocity v along positive x-axis relative to the frame S. So under this condition, friends, here attention please, this is constant term under root 1 minus v square by c square. If we will take the condition this frame of reference as dash is moving greater to the velocity of light, speed of light, then we will get here this term, then this term 1 minus v square by c square will be imaginary, If we are considering here this frame of reference as dash is moving with velocity v is greater than c, then under this condition this under this term under this constant term under root 1 minus v square by c square will be imaginary. Why it will be imaginary? It will be imaginary because if v is greater than c, then after solving this term, if v is greater than c, after solving this term, we will get here with negative sign number in this bracket or in this root, square root. In this square root, we will find out the negative number. So we can say that it will be imaginary because we will find the negative number in the square root. Negative number in the square root. So, as we have discussed in previous classes or previous section, the time never be imaginary. Time is always real. Time never be imaginary. But according to this concept, we are getting here time will be imaginary because this term, this constant term, also involved in the time coordinate. So according to this result also we are getting here the time also will be imaginary, but we know that time never be imaginary, it cannot be never imaginary. So the important result we can say that from this concept, from this condition, the important result, what is important result? Important result is this case is impossible. It is impossible to obtain any object or any frame of reference greater to the speed of light. It is impossible. Any object or any frame of reference cannot gain greater to the speed of light. Here, if we write this result, then we will write here that is, in other words, no any object or frame of reference, no any object or frame of reference get or gain to the greater gain greater, here we can write greater velocity from the speed of light. It is impossible. I want to say that it is impossible any object gain to the greater to the speed of light. Now the second result, very most important result we will get here. If we consider V is very less than C, if this frame of reference V, this frame of reference S dash is moving with very small velocity compared to the speed of light, then what will we get here? Then from this condition we can write V by C tends to 0, and if we will place the value of V by C tends to 0 in these equations, then we can get here x dash is equal to x minus Vt, and this term will be 1, V by C will be 1, V by C tends to 0, this term will be 0, under root 1 we will get here square root 1 will be 1, and also it will be t dash is equal to t, this term and this term will be 0, replaced by 0, and no changing in the y dash and z dash. So attention please, here very most important result we have found, and this result we have proved in starting to this paper, and this result is known as Galilean transformation. So we have told in the previous lecture, in the starting of special theory of relativity, the Galilean transformation is always true, always hold very well for very less than speed of light. For moving to the frame of reference with very less than speed of light, the Galilean transformation is true only very less speed. If frame of reference is moving with very less speed compared to the speed of light. This result also here we are repeating. So these two results we are getting from these Lorentz transformations equations. Now we will consider the next important result from this Lorentz transformation equation. Here we have one problem. This problem is very easy. Here we have one problem. Any light signal is emitted from the origin of frame S dash, from the origin, here origin will be O dash, we can consider, from the origin of frame S dash at time t dash is equal to 0, then the position of light signal x dash square is equal to c square t dash square. Here question is, by the use of Lorentz transformation equation, by the use of Lorentz transformation equation, prove that x is equal to c square t square. Simply here we can prove it. Solution: x dash square is equal to c square t dash square, and the value of x dash will be x minus vt by under root 1 minus v square by c square to the whole square is equal to c square, it will be t minus vx by c square upon under root 1 minus v square by c square to the whole square. This term will go cancel out. After solving it, we can get here x minus vt to the whole square is equal to c square t minus vx by c square to the whole square. It will be x square plus v square t square minus 2x vt is equal to c square t square plus v square x square by c की power 4. Here we can write it with the help of formula a minus b to the whole square. So it will be minus 2t vx by c square. Now we will multiply this term, this all terms by c square, then we will get here x square v square t square minus 2x vt is equal to c square t square plus v square x square by c square minus 2t vx. This term and this term will go cancel out, then x square plus v square t square minus, we will keep this term into this side, v square x square by c square. So it will be is equal to c square t square. We will write here, after simplifying, x square plus the v square t square minus v square x square by c square. In this term v square is common, so t square minus x square by c square is equal to c square t square. Or we can say here the x square is equal to c square t square, and this term v square t square minus x square by c square. Here it will not be equal to 0 because this term, why this term may not be equal to 0? This term may not be equal to 0 because if we will keep, it will be this will be 0. If we will keep, if we are considering it will be 0. If we will imagine it will be 0, then from here or after solving it, we can get here v is equal to c. And in previous result also we have considered, also we have found any object cannot gain equal to the velocity of light or greater to the velocity of light. So the important result we have found from this question, and it has been proved. In question it was proved that x square is equal to c square t square, and it has been proved. And one very most important result also we are getting here from this problem, from this question. The speed of light speed of light c is always constant. It does not depend upon the frame of reference. Here we want to say that the frame of reference is moving or rest. It does not. It's not a matter for speed of light. Speed of light is always constant because here x square is equal to c square t square is relative to the frame S, and we have seen from the frame of reference S dash x dash square is equal to c square t dash square. We have proved from this equation to the x square is equal to c square t square, same result. So we can say that the speed of light is always constant. From this result, x square is equal to c square t square, we have found that the speed of light is always constant. It's not a matter the frame of reference is moving or at rest. It's not a matter for speed of light. Speed of light is always constant. It is absolute. So today we will stop here and we will come with next important results. So thank you very much.